In World War I, from 1914 to 1918, there were two main European battle areas: Flanders in northwest Belgium and the River Somme in northern France. The town of Ypres, called Ypres by the soldiers, was the centre of heavy fighting in 1914 and 1915, while the Somme was the scene of the fiercest fighting in 1916. Flanders was involved again in 1917 and 1918. The soldiers who died in fighting at the front line and whose bodies could be recovered, together with those who died from their wounds in casualty stations, were buried in one of the many small burial plots close behind the battlefields. At one of these casualty stations, a surgeon wrote the famous poem which mentions poppies.
In Flanders fields the poppies blow, between the crosses row on row, that mark our place, and in the sky the larks, still bravely singing, fly, scarce heard amid the guns below.
After the war, those in temporary graves were reburied in more formal military cemeteries like the one at Tyne-Cot near Ypres. A special memorial was built, the Menin Gate, to commemorate those who died but whose bodies were never recovered. This arch was completed in 1927 at the east end of Ypres, because it is through this spot that so many of the soldiers passed on their way to the battlefields. There are 54,000 names here.
Crowds are starting to gather on both pavements of the road through the arch. 4 buglers of the Ypres City Fire Brigade will come to play the last post at 8 o'clock. They still do this every night to honour the dead. In the tourist season, many British old soldiers come to lay wreaths, and military bands to take part. Here comes a detachment of sea cadets from the training ship Brilliant, based at Tunbridge Wells. And from the opposite direction come the band of the Royal Ordnance Corps, based in Camberley. They are playing Roll Out the Barrel, a famous tune of World War II. Old soldiers, scouts and naval detachments all wait to place their wreaths. The 4 buglers from the Ypres Fire Brigade march in just as the clock strikes 8. They are not playing the last post yet, only an opening fanfare. As the band plays the tune Evening Shadows, Cub Scout Mary Scott from St John's Troop in Horsham stands alongside retired Sergeant Bill Brown, who holds the Royal British Legion banner. It is time for the last post.
They should grow not old, as we have lived so old. Age shall not bury them, nor the earth from them. At the going down of the sun, and in the morning, We will remember them.
The words of the Ode of Remembrance by Lawrence Binion were spoken by Major General Kenneth Smith of the East Surrey Regiment. The tune the piper is playing, "The Flowers of the Forest," is a lament for the dead. The famous hymn "Abide With Me" is often sung at funeral services. Flags and banners are lowered as a token of respect. Those with wreaths now take them to the special remembrance area. Naval cadets from the training ship Brilliant sound Reveille. The band's senior conductor takes over for the national anthem to bring the ceremony to a close. This ceremony has been performed here by the four buglers every night since 1928, over 30,000 times. It's time to go, and the Royal Ordnance Corps Band march out to their regimental march, "A Farmer's Boy." The going down of the sun, and in the morning, we will remember them.